Master Reddit, subscribe for more videos.
What new game release are you looking forward to the most and why? Cyberpunk 2077. And why? Cyberpunk 2077. Because something has to be more dystopian than 2020. The original tabletop RPG was called Cyberpunk 2020. God, if only we had cool cybernetics to keep us occupied during quarantine. Instead we got murder hornets. Destroy all humans. Played the shit out of that when I was a kid. Can't wait for the remake. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. The world in that is 1-to-1 scale, and you can visit your house or wherever, literally any country, the smallest or biggest country ever. Really? I could seriously fly over my house. I don't live in the middle of nowhere, but there's not even Google Street View for my street lol. It's powered by Bing, it's kind of their big hey look what our mapping system can do debut. They used multiple satellite renderings, car-mounted cameras, and an absolutely incredible AI to 3D render every part of the world. So even if you've never seen a car with a giant camera driving through your town, they can still render every house using satellite and AI. The next indie game which I become obsessed with, dig 200 hours into and then suddenly drop after I've sufficiently worried my friends and family. I don't know what it is yet. I just know it's coming. Did anyone say Factorio? Or Satisfactory, which is also highly addictive. Also, Terraria, Journey's End comes out this month. Just saying, can we perhaps interest you in r/RimWorld? Finally worked up the courage to harvest organs from useless prisoners and then release them instead of pity recruiting them and just dealing with the fallout of them binging on Yeo and lighting my base on fire. Once you get past the point where your morals aren't your colonists' morals, shit gets out of hand and quite hilariously horrible after a while. Currently have a colony that's starving out 8 child prisoners while brutally executing their parents on the other side of the bars. All because they wanted to attack the colony. Elden Ring. Lore by GRRM and made by FromSoft, who made my favorite game of all time. No gameplay shown yet, but I'm still looking forward to it. How badass was that dude disintegrating from the stress of whatever he was forging? Oh, so the game is about cooking. The game title is a reference to the crust left on a pot when you forget to clean out the leftover soup at the end of the night. Kerbal Space Program 2. The first game was, and still is, amazing. The mechanics of the game, the way it teaches science while having fun and its extremely wholesome community is extremely impressive. All of this came from a company not even dedicated to game development. The sequel? Developed by a proper game developing company. The developers are truly caring about the game, many of which have spent thousands of hours in the original. Building on the successes of the original while also adding a whole new dimension to the game. Amazing graphics, new planets, colonies, and multiplayer? How can one not be excited? In my astronautics class in college, people literally used it to simulate and check their homework for topics like Hohmann transfers and gravity assists. It's amazing how much it teaches you while still being incredibly fun. KSP taught me more about orbital mechanics than any educational source did prior. It just clicked, and every bit of sci-fi I knew suddenly divided into realistic or not. When KSP came out I was a high school kid with a mild interest in space. Now I have a degree in aerospace engineering and I'm so goddamn excited to play KSP 2. It's not a stretch to say that KSP was the main thing that sparked my interest in spacecraft design. Dying Light 2. I love the first Dying Light, one of my favorite games still. Very excited for this. DL1 is one of the best zombie games ever made. Zombies are my favorite subgenre of horror, but they have been overplayed in film and games within the past 10 to 20 years. It's rare we get a good zombie game these days. Dying Light 1 was an exception and became my favorite zombie game until Resident Evil 2 Remake released, which you should play if you haven't. Baldur's Gate 3 by Larian Studios. I love Divinity 2 Original Sin and felt that its systems would work brilliantly for D&D. Turns out I was right and it'll be the best RPG to come out in years. Elder Scrolls 6. Still have a while to wait, but damn if I'm not excited already. When you say a while, do you mean like 2024 or 2021? 2030 no doubt. I'm going to be honest, I don't think Bethesda has it in them. I think they are waiting forever to release it because they know the market for the TS6 is going to be brutal. The quality of open world games has increased dramatically over the years. I hope I'm wrong and that they do well with the game, but if the decline in quality of their titles heretofore is any indicator, I don't see it working well for them. I think it will sell well, but it will also be the last test that sells well because it will be so poorly received ultimately. Ghost of Tsushima, just the setting and how vast and open world it's gonna be gets me excited. I think the fact that they are being historical and avoiding any magic/fantasy is refreshing and makes me curious about how the combat/dueling system is gonna work. I'm sad this was so far down on the list. I'm also extremely excited for this game. I loved Sucker Punch's infamous games, and they've been working on this game so long I hope it's good. The E3 trailer from a couple years ago sold me on the game just from an aesthetic point of view. Looks like it's going to be Red Dead Assassin's Creed in feudal Japan. That's badass. Edit, wow, this comment blew up. Well, now it's higher up, so I'm happy, haha. Age of Empires 4. Oh, was the first computer game I really got into, and I've enjoyed each installment since. 03 and the expansions were a blast, so I've been checking in on news of 04 every year or so for over a decade. Anyone who had the original hard copy edition of 03 knows that the included pamphlet had a teaser for 4, and that was like 2005/6. Terraria 1.4. It's not necessarily a new game release, but I think it still counts. The sequel to Breath of the Wild. Bought the second open world game I've ever played, first being Minecraft, has interesting characters and a decent story with fun gameplay. I'm hoping the same, if not better, for the second one. Hollow Knight, Silksong. Hollow Knight is one of the few games which have extremely high polish, a good world building, tight gameplay and amazing environmental storytelling. Add to that a discount level launch price and free DLC. If Team Cherry keeps that quality up, then I will be in heaven. If Team Cherry keeps up the quality? This is the developer that was trying to make a DLC and accidentally created a full sequel. I don't think it's an if at this point. Horizon Zero Dawn 2. I'd have to say the first was my absolute favorite game. I can't wait to see where the story goes next. Grand Theft Auto 6. Okay, so here is my prediction. It's going to be Cottonmouth, Tampa, Florida, conjoined with Vice City, Miami, Florida, and with ability to visit Las Venturas, Vegas, and Anywhere City, Mexican City. Based on leaked characters called the Mexican, I believe are going to be focused on cartels from South America/Mexico and mafias in casinos. In this way the casino scene get a reboot with multiple casinos, which you can own, and we touch a current topic of crime, cartels. Main job will be rising the ranks of the cartel business. Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. I've never played the original. Have a Wii but no GameCube adapter or controller. I've heard great things about it, and like other games like Mario Odyssey, I've heard great things about the game, and love that they're adding back unused stuff like the Robo Squidward boss. Edit, I know people don't like edits like this, but thanks for my first ever gold award. Edit 2, damn. I didn't realize so many people were excited for this game. Edit 3, since apparently so many people weren't aware of it, the game comes out on June 23rd. Halo Infinite. The leaks makes it sound so different from other Halos, and I don't know if I'm scared or thrilled. Guess it'll all come down to the execution. I didn't want to play The Sims 2 because The Sims was so perfect as it was. I don't really want to be spending all my time moving a camera around, said I. Just buy the game, and return it next week if you don't like it, said the clerk, all those years ago. I'm not fussed how different the next Halo phase is from the original. I want to be immersed in that world, regardless of what the main theme is. Smile, do you remember how weird the brutes were? Or playing as the Arbiter? The whole Halo 3 advert gave me goosebumps then, and gives me goosebumps now. Each game was a huge step up from the one before, and the first one was already iconic. Crusader Kings 3. CK2 is one of my favorite ever games. Also, it feels like ages since I spent 20 billion quid on DLC, so that's an added bonus. Titanfall 3. Because its movements and actions are good, their storyline it's amazing, and it has a variety of things that make the game so cool. Playing online has its positive things, and most importantly it is not pay-to-win game. Titanfall 2 launched at such a shitty time, but it's my favorite FPS multiplayer this general. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button and comment below letting me know. It helps the channel and lets me create more content just like this. If you do like this type of content, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss an upload.